Right, so we're now ready to download and install Xcode 9. So this is the application that we'll be using to write our code and build our iOS apps. It's developed by Apple and it's free to download, so you don't have to worry about paying for it or paying for upgrades or any of that. But before we start, there's a couple of things that you need to check to ensure that your download and installation goes smoothly. First thing is to make sure that you have enough space on your hard drive. So even though Xcode is only about 4.5 gigabytes, you need about 10 gigabytes for the download and installation. So first check to make sure that you have enough space. And to do that, it's pretty simple. Just head over to the Apple icon at the top of your menu bar and go to About this Mac. And when you're here, you can click on the Storage tab to see how much free space you have to play with. And just make sure that it's over 10 gigabytes. So the next thing that you need to check is to make sure that your Mac OS, your operating system, is updated to the latest version. So to make sure that you've got the right operating system, it's as simple as going to the Apple icon and going to, again, About this Mac, and you can see here which version you've got. And ideally, you should be on Mac OS High Sierra, and your version should read 10.13 point something. So as long as it's higher than 10.13, then you're good to go. So it could be 10.13.1, 0.2, whatever it is after the 13 doesn't matter. Now, if you want to stick with Mac OS Sierra and you don't want to update to the latest version, then you have to make sure that your version is the latest version of Sierra. So it has to be 10.12.6 or above. Although I would really recommend to just simply update to High Sierra. It's simply easier and you'll have less problems going forwards. So once you've done those two things, the last thing that you need to make sure is that don't download a beta version of Xcode. It's actually not that easy to download it by accident, because as long as you're going through this video and following along with what we're doing, then you can be downloading the official release version of Xcode and you won't have any problems. The reason why we don't like our students to be working with betas, because beta software is meant for testing. So it can contain bugs and it might end up giving you more headaches than it's worth. So no betas. Stick with what we're going to do and you'll have a much better experience developing for iOS. All right, so let's go ahead and do it together. So head over to the App Store. You can either use Spotlight by holding down Command and Spacebar to bring it up using the shortcut, or you can head over to the Spotlight icon over here, or if you want to be really fancy, you can even get Siri to do it for you. Siri, open the App Store. There we go. So head over to the search bar here and just type in Xcode and then hit enter. And you can see it come up over here. So if we click on it, we can find out the version of it, which is version 9.0. And if you just click on this button here, you'll be able to install it onto your system. Now, this can take a little while, and sometimes you'll see it just hanging and it refuses to do anything. So have a look and see if some of those things I mentioned earlier might be the problem. So if I'm talking too quickly, or if you want to see a written version of all of those steps, then I've included a link in this lesson to a written version of everything that I've gone through in this video that you can check out and you can follow step by step and do the installation according to the written steps. But it doesn't matter which way you choose, as long as you've got Xcode 9 installed on your system, then you're ready to go to the next lesson where we'll be walking you through the Xcode software and showing you all the bits and pieces that we'll be using later on. So I'll see you there.